Hello class 11th, I am Nash Lambert, your business teacher, and welcome to the online tutorial sessions for business studies. Students, today we are going to continue our first chapter, which is nature and purpose of business, and we are going to continue the risk bearing by the business. Now today we are going to start with the methods of dealing with risk, how to tackle the risk, how to escape from risk. So a businessman usually performs many activities so that he can minimize or he can escape from the risk. Now let's start with the first point. A businessman might decide not to enter into too risky transactions. At first sight, the businessman judges that this transaction might be too risky. This is not risky, this is too risky. So that too risky, whose risk is a little bit more, he tries to avoid those risks. So basically, too risky transactions a businessman does not deals with. He usually avoid those too risky transactions. Now the next one, he will take preventive measures like firefighting devices or to reduce the risk. He uses the firefighting devices so that he can reduce the risk and will take insurance policies to transfer risk to insurance company. The businessman will take insurance policy so that he can transfer his risk to the insurance policy company, and he will take all the preventive measures like firefighting device. Is that clear? Now he can assume risk by making provisions out of the current earning. Suppose I am earning lots of profit today, but I will, in a futuristic sense, I will say that let's save some money for the future losses, for the future risk. Now in that case, suppose after 1 year I dealt with some bad debts or fire in my business, then in that case I have saved some money for that scenario. Now in that case, those provisions, those money which I have saved for these risky situations, I will use that money so that I can minimize my risk. Now, he can also share risk with other enterprises. Suppose a business is basically a mixture of many small enterprises. A business, suppose a car does not make all the, the enterprise of car does not make all the components. Tire is made by some other manufacturer, nut and bolts are made by some other manufacturers, engine is made by other manufacturers, the seating is made by other engineers, other manufacturers. So he can share risk with other enterprises also. Is that clear? Manufacturers and wholesalers. These are the two persons who can share the risk with an enterprise. Is that clear, students? Now let's come to the next topic. The next topic is role of profit in business. What profit brings to the business? Why profit is so important for a business? Now, first of all, survival. Everything is just for the survival. You have already heard survival of the fittest. So here it also applies. So survival, to ensure that it continues. The business is continued to survive and exist in future. The main motive for profit is that business can survive. Our business, my industry, my firm has a future. It should exist in the future. Survival in a long run, for a longer period, is possible only when an organization is able to earn adequate profits. If a business firm is earning adequate profits, only then he will be able to survive for a longer period of time. Otherwise, it will die shortly. So, survival is the foremost, the important benefit of the profit. Without adequate profit, we cannot survive in the business fights. Now, second one, expansion of growth. With the profit, we can grow, we can expand our business from one shop to 10 shops, from 10 shops to a retailer store, like that. So expansion of growth. Every business wants to expand its business, and expansion needs sufficient amount of capital. We cannot expand our businesses with on a fluke. No, we need some capital. Without money, you cannot expand. Now, profits. Profit acts as a source of finance to meet expansions. You have already heard about the McDonald's. McDonald's, the burger company, McDonald's started with a small store in America, and after that store they earned lots of profit, and with that profit they built an empire that in every country McDonald's is there. So expansion of growth. Is that clear? Without profit you cannot expand or grow. So profit is the one who acts as the source of finance to meet the expansion requirements. Is that clear? Now the next one, measure of efficiency. If we are having lots of profit, only then we are able to be efficient. Without efficiency we cannot earn profit, and without profit we cannot become more efficient. So the efficiency and prosperity, the progress of business is measured through profit. If I want to see the expansion or efficiency or prosperity, how prosperous my firm is, I want to see the profits. If I am earning good profit, then I am prospering, I am growing, I am developing. But if I am not earning that much level of profit, I am not earning adequate profits, then I am not growing. So prosperity of business is measured through the profit it earns. Now, higher profits indicates the efficiency of a working of business. If a business is working higher profits, it means they are more efficient than other. Suppose there are two companies. Fine? Two companies. Then if first company is earning 1 crore rupees as profit and the other company is earning 2 crore of profit, then you can easily say that the second company, the second business enterprise is more efficient than the first one. So it is a measure of efficiency. Which company is better? The fourth one, reward of risk bearing. Reward of risk bearing means an entrepreneur assumes a lot of risk while carrying out business activities. Suppose I am a business person. I can assume, I can see all the risk which I can bear. But there is one thing in my mind, without any risk, I cannot have any profit. So profit is considered as the reward for bearing the risk. I had to take the risk. I had to bear some risk. Otherwise, I won't be having the profits. It's a reward for taking risk. If I am not putting my capital as a risk, I won't be having any profit. I had to take a risk. It's just a matter of assumption. It's just a matter of idea. If I know my idea is correct, then I will take some risk and I will get profit as a reward if everything goes right. If there is no profit, suppose if there is no profit in business activities, there is no risk of assumption. There is no risk of assumption. There is nothing we can assume our risk. If I am not having profit, it means I have not assumed any kind of risk. Now the last one, better reputation or goodwill. It is also an important one. If any company, any business is having good profit, adequate profit, more profits, then it is a matter of goodwill for them. You always see that the companies put their year balance sheet in which they show the profits, that they are having huge amount of profits. It shows the goodwill and it makes their reputation also. Better reputation. A profit making company enjoys better goodwill in the market as compared to loss making company. Suppose there are two companies, one is making profit and other one is making losses. Whose goodwill is good? Who is having a goodwill? The company A, who is having a profit. Why goodwill is important? Because it helps in attracting and retaining better workforce. All the good employees, all the good workers will want to work with the company who is having a better goodwill. Nobody wants to work for such an institution who is not having any goodwill. So workforce will be better for them, and loans are also easily obtained. You already know there are lots of capital invested in the business enterprises, and for that every company needs loans. So loans are easily obtained for those companies whose goodwill is there. Those companies who are having a bad reputation or bad goodwill, they will not be getting loans as easily as the companies who get the loans as per their goodwills. Now, next topic for today. And the last topic for today is insurable risk and non-insurable risk. You have already studied in the previous video about the speculated risk and pure risk. Yes, these are also the part of those risks. Now, first one is insurable risk. What is insurable risk? The risk which can be recovered. Key term. The risk which can be recovered are basically the insurable risk. Now, generally, natural and physical risk, which happens naturally to the physical goods, to the assets, then in that case, these risks are insurable. Basically, the insurance is done on the basis of the reasons. What should be the reason for that risk? Those risks are fire, flood, or blast in the boiler, or some damage to the machineries. If such things happens, then those goods, then those risks can be insured, and those risks are called insurable risk, students. Now the last one is non-insurable risk, just opposite of insurable risk. The risk which has no protection, which cannot be protected, the risk which has no protection available are called non-insurable risk. Those risk which has no protection is available, those risks are called non-insurable risks. Is that clear? So students, that's all for today. I hope everything is much more clearer. We have completed the business risk, we have completed the role of profit in the business. So in the next video, in the next turn, we'll start some new topic. So that's all for today, that's all for this video. Stay home, stay safe.